played the Berlin, which I sort of expected, but I didn't really know what to do against, because in reality very few people do.
When we are playing an even game against someone of similar strength to us, usually we need to give something in order to obtain the initiative.
Just how shrewd and cunning Alireza can be, even with very little time.
I want to show you a game just to prove that I play these lines that I played against former world number 2 and a bit of a superstar, Gatakamsky.
Okay, so let's send a challenge.
Here is challenging me. Nice graphics, easy to see. Oh, what are you thinking about? You're looking how it can be the most painful?
Exactly. Okay, fine.
That I give him up a phone. He wants to be even rude.
Welcome to the new Chess24 playing experience. Play in light mode or dark mode. Choose from a range of time controls or create a custom game and get paired with players from around the world fast. Enjoy a polished playing experience while making moves on a fresh, responsive board to claim your victories. Train and improve with over 80,000 puzzles. And that's not all. Download now and discover what more you can enjoy in our brand new app.
Hello guys, welcome to a banter session with me today. I'm looking forward to play some interesting games and hopefully answer some questions. So feel free to challenge me and write in the chat. I can just start by accepting. Oh, when I accept it, open another window. But do you see my screen now? Okay, that's good. Okay, that's good. Okay, let's go. So we're playing Novillero from Spain. C6. Let's play knight to D2. G3. Is kind of transposing into Catalan stuff. Rook e8 is very unusual to play like this. Usually black plays with b6, bishop b7. But this is also possible. Can play queen c2 here. Probably follow it up with b3, bishop b2, or e4 is in general a move white actually wants to play in these positions to open up, especially now that he wasted time with rook e8 and bishop c7. White is really ready to go e4 to open up the position. It should be better here. Let's go knight c3. Usually black takes on e4 but he didn't take, so I have some more space and he's a bit passive here. Knight b6, let's protect the pawn, b3. Queen e7, let's go a4, bishop h3 to hit the queen. a6 he plays, bishop h3. Note that bishop d6 is not possible because of c5, so he has to go back. Position is really good. It's just a question how to proceed. I feel that rook on a1 is not doing so much. So actually, I'm going to play rook e1 to bring the other rook to d1. Because I do feel the rook will some e1 and d1 instead of d1 and c1. Goes knight d7. Let's just jump to this square. If the position opens up, white is so ready for it. Also, bishop c6 might be a threat here because if it takes, the queen will be trapped in d8. Goes back. Yeah, no, let's just make some useful moves. h4. Knight d7. He's really not sure what to do. Bishop c6. Knight, bishop e5. I think it should work. I'll just go for it. There is no need to go for it, but it's so I think it's winning some material, at least winning a pawn. I think he has to take on e5 with the bishop, and then we can take on d7 and then take on e5. Bishop b6. Let's just go back to g2. Knight f8. Knight e4. I can also accept 3+2 shallow mates. So if it takes, we have bishop h7, which is a nice trick. This is a dream position now. Like black is completely paralyzed. Maybe rook d3 to f3 is a plan. Let's play against Dangerous Right. I accepted the challenge, but I didn't really get the game, so I'm gonna try him. And now we get it. Here's a classic opponent in this Banter Blitz. I think I played him like maybe over 10 times. Always interesting to play against this guy. Bishop b7. Bishop g5, very logical. Bishop e7. Just gonna play normal moves. Bishop d3, I guess h6. So if he takes now and takes the pawn on c7, we have like rook c8 and queen b4 check. So I think that would be pretty dangerous. c5 now, I have all my pieces out, so I think I have equalized comfortably. I guess he's gonna play like rook d1, rook c8, takes here, bishop takes. Can play e4, go back to b7. The black is very solid. Oopskitty, sorry, I'll get back to that game right after this one. I didn't know the game had started. Let's play a6. Queen h3. Okay, let's just take. Queen takes. This is kind of dry. E takes d4. D4 is definitely a positional mistake. Now I think I might be slightly better because he gave himself an isolated pawn without a reason, and this can be a target in the future. Also, the bishop on d5 is like excellently placed to control everything. Let's play maybe just a6 b5 to take some space. b5. There are some sharp lines against the Catalan SA17. Like there is this line where you can play with knight c3 early and sacrifice the pawn on c4. It becomes pretty sharp. Like actually, for instance, the line Magnus played against Hans Niemann was actually pretty sharp if white plays like not with a3 but with knight f3 castle. Black is a pawn up, but it usually becomes very aggressive. Yeah, playing too slow, so I have to step up. b5 is probably not a great move. Okay, now we get rooks here. That's nice. He should definitely have played queen c7 or something to not give me the c-file. Just trying to make some useful moves here. King g7, h5. Yeah, it's playing really fast now, actually. Oh, I'm too slow. Yeah, I talked too much in the beginning, so I lost too long time. Oh, I'm gonna play against Oopskitty. So yeah, here we go. I started this game in the beginning of the session, and then I forgot to make a move. Thanks for the game, Dangerous, right? You played well. G3, let's play D5, takes bishop G2, G6. Let's play bishop E7. Now this really looks like one of the main lines in C4, E5, where we get like 4 knights with G3. It looks almost identical. Let's play A5 to stop B4. Queen C2, knight B6, maybe play for A4. Can I F4? Interesting. It's actually a typical move in these positions. Actually, I'm gonna just go for a double pawns. It looks stupid to allow white to take on B6 because double pawns is something that in general you should not allow, but it's actually very thematical, typical in these positions, because you get the C file later, and you can expand with the pawns on the queen side. I guess rook c1. I think you should have probably taken the other rook to c1, because another rook on f1 isn't doing so much, but it's not that big of a deal. Knight d5. Bishop d2, I guess a4. Trying to fix the queen side. A d4 is his first mistake. It would be a good move if I could not play e4, because in general he wants to open the position. He has the two bishops. But it's just that this e4 move is very powerful, and now I get he becomes very passive. He has to go back, and I get control over the important squares. So just f5. It's knight c2. Oh, this is blundering a pawn. Queen b5 looks very strong. We also have knight b3. Knight b3, maybe just weighing material. Then move the knight from here. And just take on d2 next. Thanks for the game, Oopskitty. Let's play the Imperator c4. Here we have a typical English opening. Knight c7 is a very typical move. g6 also. Let's castle. Take and play d3. Castles, we can play bishop b3. The good thing about including h4, h6 is that in some variations, when black has a castle, he can't really move the bishop on g7 because the pawn on h6 is hanging in a lot of variations. Queen h5, interesting. I haven't seen this stuff before. Rook c1 looks very logical. I guess he's gonna go b6. But then the question is if we can play like d4 and try to open that diagonal against the rook. d4, he might go like rook to d8, and then we can play queen to a4. Slightly tricky. That being said, actually knight to g5 is also an interesting option. It might look insane, but at least it looks fun, because if it takes, I take on c6, hitting the rook, and maybe later I can capture the pawn. Okay, it goes here. Didn't expect that. So let's play f3. Bishop h3, right? Yeah, I guess I will take the rook. Take, and I'll actually just take back. What I was hoping for here was to get like rook c4, rook h4 very fast, but I realize now that it's not clear at all actually, because you can play queen h8, queen g7. I probably just misplayed it. Bishop d4 is also an option. Yeah, this is not that great. This whole knight g5 operation was a bit too much, I guess. King g2, king g7, I guess. Yeah, I'm just in trouble here. I don't know what to do. Queen g1. Yeah, he's actually playing very well. I have to be set. I will get to now. Well played by Imperator. He found very good moves, like bishop d4 here. We have the 4 knights opening. Knight takes e4 is slightly or very unusual move. It has been seen on the top level a couple of times, but I went for it and hoped that my opponents don't know about this version. Actually, knight c6 is the way to play also. Just very solid. Take on d8, take on d1, and then take on f7. This is around equal after it takes on d1, like we have same amount of pawns. What are your upcoming few tournaments? I'm gonna play in the European Club Cup in Austria in the early October, so it's like in in less than 1 month. Gonna try to get d5 in here. Bishop e7, probably put it on f6. I'd actually prefer bishop d6 more, bishop d6, bishop d7. It's anyway around equal. King d2, it's a very logical move to connect the rooks. Sometimes you just have to admit your mistakes. Like bishop f6 was what I wanted to do, but I don't really like it. Like I think I should keep the dark squared bishops, so you have more chances to play for a win. h5 is a logical move. I think you should play it because then you can meet h6 with bishop g6 check. Rook e3 is also very interesting because h6 now we can play rook f3 check. I think I will go for it anyway. As he didn't play h5, I'll use my chance to go g5. But now h5 is definitely not the same because when my pawn is on g5, this h5 pawn is much weaker. Like he's not doing so much. Because if it would be on g7, I could never advance it. It's time to push some pawns. Goes f4, bishop c6 maybe. I mean, I'm definitely not better here, but I'm obviously gonna play for a win. Yeah, I had to flag him there because he played too well. Okay, let's play La Roca from Spain. Ton my 5. The Olympiad experience was definitely interesting because there had not been any Olympiads for 4 years, so it made it like extra special this time. And Olympiad is also a very nice tournament in terms of meeting all friends, all the chess people you've been connecting with for all these years. So usually I meet most of them in the Olympiad. So yeah, I did to talk to I got to talk with a lot of people there. But it was the hotels were actually pretty far away from each other. So there were like probably like 8 hotels or something, but it was like 20 minutes distance from every hotel. So it was hard to meet so many people except in the playing hall. But in terms of the result, it was like actually a disaster for the Norwegian team because everybody underperformed except Magnus, I guess. He took 7.5 out of 9 and still lost rating, but I would say he played very well in general. Me myself, I was just, I don't know, it was just not my tournaments. Making too many blunders, and I had some good games, but in general, I was just, my head was not working so well somehow. But yeah, sometimes you just don't have the event. But this one was very strange in a way that like 4 out of 5 people in the Norwegian team had like the worst result ever in their career. So it was quite unlucky, you can say, that everybody underperformed. Because usually when you have a team like it's normal that one person or 2 people can play under their level, but that 4 people like not only slightly under their level, like it was much less than the real level. So f5, just trying to open up a bit. It's interesting position. Guess b6 is very logical to just protect this pawn. Actually, I will go f4 here to try to claim that the bishop on e5 is quite strong. Follow up with f3, g3, queen d7. Try to deliver moves. Actually, I think I can still. No, I can't play. This is very interesting. I think it actually works. This one, maybe bench 4. If you would take, I think I could give a check on h4 and then take on g2, and f2 would hang. So I don't think. And then this will remain. But yeah, this was quite interesting. Bishop h2, like if it takes, I cannot move the pieces, but queen h4, he goes back to g1, take on g2, threatening mate on h1, and if he takes back, it's actually mate with rook f2, queen h2. But the question now, I was thinking like maybe he can actually play f4 and there is no mate. It's quite surprising. He actually holds everything together after f4, so might be that it was incorrect, the sacrifice. Now we've transposed into G3 Grunfeld, which is known to be like the symmetrical G3 Grunfeld is known to be a very solid line for black. Gonna try to play its positional here. Guess B3. Knight a4, bishop a3 is like typical plan in this position, but knight d7 is an interesting move to try to get e5 in. Okay, knight e4. That's a slight surprise. I didn't really expect that because now he gets the double pawns, but if he gets c5, he's gonna be fine. So after c5, I'm actually thinking to sacrifice the exchange. I have to do that. Getting some compensation. I have to go f6 here, I think, to stop bishop h6, which is threatening to win material. Now rook d1 and bring the queen to d4, I guess. Yeah. To get this e4 pawn, I think my compensation is more than good enough. Queen c6 is logical. We can consider queen d7 there. Now we actually get the pawn. Especially in practical terms, it's very hard for black to play here. Like I have two pawns and the bishop for the rook, but it's also this pawn on c5 is very, very strong. And the king is arguably weak. So I was counting on queen h4 here, and if he gives a check, I'll play king g2 and meet queen b7 with f3. But it's not so clear. But here he unfortunately blunder rook. was a very interesting position if you want to check first and then play queen c6, f3, or queen b7 check was even more interesting. F3 and then something there. Queen g4 instead of f takes g2. Where was that in the last game, Alberto Muniz? Yeah, I'm not sure which position you're talking about. Black can play this in several ways. G6 is the most normal, I guess. E5 is also possible to not let white play d4. So white really wants to get b4 in this position. So a5 is very logical to stop it. Bishop e6 is or a short castle is what I expect here. Let's play knight d5. He gets the option of taking first, so maybe I should start with. Okay, let's just go knight d5. He can take in knight e7, then I will play a4 and play for knight c4. Let's play e3. Knight b1 makes sense to get it to c3. It's all about the d5 square, so fighting for that. Queen d7 is very logical. Connect the rooks. I think you should have played queen d7 because now I get h3 king h2. I control some squares. These positions are always hard to evaluate. It's just such a mess. Like when to take on d5, when not to take on d5. But everything is hanging. Stopping knight f6 because then we can take and the knight of c6 is hanging. Yeah, it's very hard to actually know what you should play for in this position. I don't know. It's think you should play b5, I think. Don't let me play a4. Rook c8, I guess. Let's play rook c2, double the rooks. That was a very interesting battle. It's very hard to evaluate. But in general, I think these positions are slightly easier for white because I have slightly more space and it's harder for black to find the plan perhaps, and I have some easy like moves to improve my position. But it's very complicated. Yeah, this guy, I think I've played him in the Pro Chess League before. He's like strong junior. Let's try the Rogozin. This is an interesting way to play. I don't think I've seen it before. He can play knight e4, he will go e3, or we can take on c4 and go for b5, maybe try to play it active. Knight e4 is, by the way, just losing a pawn after knight c takes d5, so I don't know why I said that. Okay, this might be stupid, but it looks fun. I'm just hoping for activity here because otherwise, I mean, I'm just hoping for the fact that he has a castle that I can create something with b4. But otherwise, giving up the bishops and playing b5 is, strategically speaking, not sound. I guess he will take with the queen. So now I'm just sacrificing the pawn. It takes knight e4. I thought I have some compensation here because still his problem is that he has a castle and his king is in the center. Queen h4 is coming and threatening to take on d2. I didn't like knight takes e5. I think he should have taken with the pawn. Because then he would control this queen h4. I think this should be pretty dangerous for him. We have several ways to play here. Bishop g4, he cannot play f3 because of queen h4 check, so those look kind of tempting. I guess I'm just gonna go for it. Bishop b2 is the move. And then I was thinking about queen h4, g3, queen h5, that he can take, and castle. And then try to do something on the light squares. Actually looks very dangerous because if he takes now and castle, I can play queen f3 and then we're threatening knight g5. Knight g5, knight h3. Yeah, so this, but I think we have some interesting moves here, like rook d8. What's going on? Because he can't really move his bishop. I guess he can play like queen h5, but I think it's just a lost position. He cannot really get out with his pieces. He will eventually lose material. Just even h5, I have like all the time in the world because he's stuck and he's not. It's just not coming out. But eventually I will double the rooks. So he goes for queen a7. He had to give up the piece eventually. Anyway. Not sure what's the cleanest way to win, but knight takes GG looks very convincing. Wow. Okay, take on d2. He actually has queen takes d8. So, but this is winning. Rook takes d2. Okay, let's play against Yup. He's also a classic opponent, like Dangerous Ride, which we played earlier. I played Yup many times. He's a strong player. E4, let's play c5. If you play d5 here, white plays e5, and that's usually a close position where white opts for kingside attack with like h4 and so on later. So I'll avoid that. Try to play solid instead. It's very logical. He's going for d4. It's important to play h3 to stop bishop g4. Okay, it looks very logical. Yeah, black has to be careful here because I can just end up slightly worse with the structure. The pawn on d6 is slightly weak, so not sure about bishop g5. Yeah, I don't like my position. e5 is a strange move because now I think I just equalized. The d6 pawn was weak and he didn't have to trade it for a pawn on d6, which was weak. He's definitely misplayed this, I think, but he can still take and go bishop b8, and it's probably around draw. But black has an easier position. Like white is the one who has to prove it. Yeah, he actually just blundered a piece. He had to go queen c1 there, but then I take a knight d3, winning a pawn. Okay, so he wants like bishop d6. Let's go here. Bishop d6, knight d7. Yeah, it seems to work out pretty well because bishop c6 here, we can just go like queen takes b2, I think. And he cannot take because we take on f2 and then we have bishop d5 mate in the end. King g2, we always have queen f6. If he moves, we have bishop takes h3. Or bishop d5, but now just take and then take d6. It's just a piece. I didn't play the opening well at all, and I think I was worse before he played his e5, which was very strange. So we get the Dutch opening. This is an unusual way to play it because usually black puts the bishop on G7. Knight d8 is a logical move here. I don't think he should go to e5 because I thought I could take on e6, winning a pawn, but it's not so clear because the pawn on c4 is. Like, let's try knight d4. Take on c4, we can take on e6. The f5 pawn is hanging. Usually the bishop on c8 is like the potential monster in these positions where black tries to attack on the queen side, as we very often see in the king's Indian. So the idea of knight e6 is to just trade it away. That being said, after bishop takes e6 and c6, that pawn can also become weak. So it's not that clear. Rook e8. Knight b5 is a move. I think he just has to take the knight because otherwise his pawn on c7 is hanging. But now if he takes, we have like knight d4 hitting the rook and the f5 one, which is quite strong, I think. We can take this pawn, or we can take the pawn on b7. Actually, I will take this pawn because the pawn on f5 is arguably weak anyway. And if you place like g6, that's more of a weakening move. Goes here, interesting. And we can actually just take it. We can take it knight g4 h3. Guess we have f3 here. Let's play Magnus style against the player who is inspired by the Magnus username. This is very passive. At least he can't play e5 because we can take it twice and we have bishop c5 check, so that's kind of important. Or what we also actually have knight d5, I guess. He actually did fall right into the trap. Bishop f4. Actually, he has some compensation. Like if I go back, he goes to queen f3 and his pieces are well centralized. I guess I have to go back. Maybe it was a brilliant sacrifice by him. Like queen c2, we have h6. I don't like really. I don't think taking on f6 is the way to go. Yeah, I think I'm pretty safe. When f6, we always have bishop g7, queen f4, bishop f5. Okay, it's hoping for this trick. G4 is a move, but we can just take it actually because taking on f7 is just a check after king h8. Black is very safe. But he doesn't take it. Interesting. Just rook e7, take on b7, win d6. Now his king is gonna be very weak. Let's play Adam. Let's try Birds opening this game. White had rook f7 instead of queen h5. King takes f7. I thought I had it under control, but it did look slightly dangerous. E5 is interesting. So take and play. Bishop b5. Cannot complain about this position after one f4. Bishop f4 is the logical move, but I think he has bishop d6, so it's something I don't think I should go for. Knight g4 isn't really threatening much. Perhaps a sacrifice. But he can probably like take and play. Knight c5 maybe. Knight c5 because bishop 8. No, knight c5, bishop 8 6, queen e5, rook e1. Maybe he has better g6. But then we have like bishop 8 6, rook f7. Yeah, rook f7 is bishop c5. Or king h8 is also logical. You can now just go all in. Yeah, you can take this pawn, but 94. We get a lot of activity. I mean, it's probably objectively maybe not correct, but bishop f6. B4 has a queen d4. Yeah, no, let's take here first. It's also easy to protect this pawn actually. Yeah, it's surprisingly hard to protect that one. Okay, let's go bishop d6. What? He just doesn't care about exchange. I didn't expect that. Rook c1 is probably a bad move. We can just take. I should have played like queen d6. Let's go queen d6 now. And now it's just winning. If he takes, we have queen d7, winning the rook. That was an interesting game before he decided to give up the rook here. I think just rook d8 or something was interesting fight. Okay, let's do one last. Yes. Okay, well, it's no problem. Okay, I can wrap it up then. If that's fine. Then we can wrap up the show, yeah? Or yeah. Yeah, let me see if there's any bullet matches here. Everybody challenged me for. Yeah, everybody challenged me for Blitz actually. So if somebody wants to challenge me bullet, we can do one last bullet game. If somebody is it's gonna be quick. I have like old bullet challenges from like months ago, but it's not probably not here. Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay, let's take. Yeah, I think after he got d5, he was definitely doing well there, but now this structure is pretty bad, so he's like much worse suddenly. Let's go king c1 or let's go c3. Get the king in. Thanks for the games. You must lose this to Bogues. So we did one blitz earlier, and then now this blitz. Yeah, it was an interesting game today. I did lose one and make one draw. You guys played well. I will actually be back in 2 days. play one more Banter Blitz. So looking forward to that. Hope to see you guys again then.
Welcome to the new Chess24 playing experience. Play in light mode or dark mode. Choose from a range of time controls or create a custom game. And get paired with players from around the world, fast. Enjoy a polished playing experience while making moves on a fresh, responsive board to claim your victories. Train and improve with over 80,000 puzzles. And that's not all. Download now and discover what more you can enjoy in our brand new app.